Hello, Gnome Team parents and students. It's Mr. Hutchinson here with a weekly update, web style. So from time to time, what I like to do is give you a little heads up of what we're doing here at school, and rather than me just typing it out and you reading it, I like to talk to this little computer screen right here, and hopefully then you can get a better understanding of what we're doing here in social studies class here on the Gnomes team, and kind of see some of the things that we're doing. So this is the first week of school that we've just finished. It's Friday, and so I wanted to give you a little review of what we have done, maybe a little preview of what we're going to do, and kind of keep you up to date with what we're doing here on team. So early in the week on Monday, we started to talk a little bit about me in the classroom and a little bit about how we find out about people, and so we did a bit of an artifact hunt, and the students had to move around the classroom looking for things about me as a person, and they had to find out things about Mr. Hutchinson. Mr. Hutchinson likes this, or Mr. Hutchinson has this, but they had to prove it with artifacts. They had to look at something like this, or the Arsenal flag behind me, and they had to decide, well, Mr. Hutchinson likes soccer, or he likes to travel, or he likes toys, or something about me, but base it on artifacts, as that is one of the things we will look at in social studies this year, a lot of what is an artifact and what does it tell you about the person that used it. So we did that early in the first part of the week, and then from there we started to collect some data about them, and the data was then kind of tabulated into this sheet right here, which is the personal geography for the Gnomes team this year, 2014-2015, and it talks about where students are born. You might have had someone come to you and ask a little bit about hospitals and things like that. So we've got how many students were born in Wake County, how many students were born in North Carolina, outside of Wake County, how many students are United States but outside of North Carolina, and then of course you've got this little world group over here, the kids that were born outside of the United States. Then we took that information and we looked at when people were coming to the triangle. Lots of people born here, but a few people moving here and immigrating to this part of the world in the last few years. We also took that information and started to group kids and understand different things about that, and then we decided to graph it a little bit. So there you can see an example of one of the graphs. Ooh, look at that. One of the graphs that students might need to come home and work on a little bit this weekend. We might not have had everyone finish the graph. A lot of people did, but some people didn't. So if you see that students still working on that, they need to bring it back on Monday. This data sheet will be on the website as well if they need to look at their numbers. So we were looking at where people are coming from, how they got here, those types of questions about geography. And then we went to the Media Center and we spent some time talking about computers and logins and codes and different things that they'll need here at Salem Middle School. And then we talked a little bit today about some map skills. And map skills today are going to be fun, and we're going to be looking at a lot of different ways of reading maps and how to read maps. But we also started to talk about the season that we're currently in, hurricane season. And we started to use this tracking chart to start to look at some of the storms that will be coming our way, including Bertha, which is right now an active storm down in the Atlantic Ocean, and how to use that data to kind of track storms and understand maps and what maps show us and all those types of things. So we'll be continuing to look at Bertha over the next couple of days as she remains active, and then we'll do some more things with maps in the coming days. Next week we'll be continuing on with some mapping skills and do a little bit with some more themes of geography, and then finish off our geography introductory unit, and then move on into the early Americas. And we'll talk about North America and South America, the people that were here before the Europeans showed up. So we talk about Native people, First Nation people, we'll talk about the Aztec, we'll talk about the Inca, we'll talk a little bit about the Mayan, some of those groups of people, and that's where we'll be in the next couple of weeks. So if you have any questions or need any help, you let me know, and we'll get back to you soon, and hopefully I'll see you again next week with another update. Have a good weekend.